Have you ever noticed that the loudest person in the room is often the one with the shallowest pockets? It is a fascinating paradox of our modern world. While social media feeds are flooded with influencers flaunting rented jets and designer watches, the truly wealthy individuals you pass every day are likely invisible. They are the ones driving a 5-year-old Honda Accord, wearing a plain t-shirt from Target, and living in a modest suburban home that hasn't seen a renovation in a decade. You would never guess that their bank account holds more than most people will see in a lifetime. Today, we are diving deep into the concept of stealth wealth. We are going to explore why telling no one about your money is not just a paranoid habit, but the ultimate financial superpower for protecting your freedom and your sanity. According to recent data from the Federal Reserve, only about 1.8% of U.S. households have $2 million dollars or more set aside in retirement accounts. Think about that for a moment. Out of every 100 people you see, fewer than two have reached this significant milestone of liquid wealth. Yet our culture is obsessed with looking like we belong to that tiny group. The tragedy is that the more you try to look rich, the harder it becomes to actually be rich. The national savings rate in the United States has recently hovered around 5%. This is a massive drop from the 10 to 12% we saw in the 1980s. People are spending more than ever to maintain an image, often using debt to fund a lifestyle they cannot afford. The silent millionaire, however, understands a truth that the rest of the world ignores. True wealth is what you do not see. It is the money not spent on a depreciating luxury SUV. It is the capital not wasted on a massive mortgage for a house with 3 empty guest rooms. When you get rich and tell no one, you are not being cheap. You are buying your time back. Let us talk about the target on your back phenomenon. The moment you broadcast your success, your environment changes. It is not just about the risk of being a victim of a scam or a robbery, though those are real concerns. The real danger is the subtle decay of your most precious relationships. When friends or distant relatives find out you have a significant net worth, the dynamic shifts. Every interaction becomes tainted with an invisible question. Suddenly, a dinner invitation feels like a request for a handout. A casual conversation about a struggling business turns into a pitch for an investment. If people think you are loaded, they stop seeing you as a person and start seeing you as a source of capital. By practicing stealth wealth, you protect the authenticity of your social circle. You get to know who likes you for your character, your humor, and your values, rather than your balance sheet. You might be surprised to learn which professions produce the most millionaires in America. It is not high-flying CEOs or athletes. The data shows that engineers, accountants, and even teachers are among the top groups. Why? Because these individuals understand systems, discipline, and the power of compounding. They do not feel the need to impress their neighbors with a Ferrari. They understand that a reliable Toyota gets them from point A to point B just as well as a luxury car, but without the massive insurance premiums and maintenance costs. By keeping their expenses low, they allow their investments to do the heavy lifting. Consider the 4% rule. For a silent millionaire with a $2 million portfolio, that portfolio generates $80,000 a year in passive income. When you add the average Social Security benefit of about $24,000 per person, a retired couple can live on over $120,000 a year. That is a very comfortable lifestyle in most parts of the country. But here's the secret. They can live that life without anyone knowing they are wealthy. They have the freedom to travel, the freedom to pursue hobbies, and the freedom to spend time with their grandkids without the rich person label hanging over their heads. One of the biggest obstacles to building this kind of wealth is lifestyle creep. As your income grows, your expectations grow too. You get a raise and suddenly you feel you deserve a nicer watch or a more expensive vacation. But the silent millionaire knows that the excitement of a new purchase fades in about 3 months. What stays is the bill. They choose to live below their means so they can live above their worries. They understand that financial peace of mind is worth more than any status symbol ever could be. In the early stages of building wealth, it feels like you are pushing a boulder uphill. You save $100 here and $1,000 there, and the numbers barely seem to move. But once you hit the tipping point, often around the first $500,000, the math starts to work for you. Your money begins to earn more in a year than you contribute. This is where the game changes. By keeping your mouth shut during this acceleration phase, you prevent others from trying to harvest your success before it has fully bloomed. There is a unique satisfaction in standing at a high school reunion, wearing a 10-year-old watch, and knowing you could buy the entire hotel if you wanted to. You do not need to say it. The confidence is in the knowing, not the showing. This internal assurance affects every area of your life. You negotiate better at work because you are not desperate for the paycheck. You sleep better because an unexpected medical bill or a car repair is merely an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. You navigate the world with a quiet power that people can feel, even if they cannot put their finger on why. Stealth wealth also protects you from the predatory side of the service industry. When you walk into a mechanic or a contractor's office looking like a regular middle-class citizen, you get regular middle-class quotes. The moment they smell money, the wealth tax is applied. Suddenly, your repair needs premium parts, or the project requires additional complexity. Staying under the radar saves you thousands of dollars over a lifetime simply by avoiding the inflated pricing targeted at the wealthy. Finally, let us talk about the legacy you leave behind. By not flaunting your wealth, you teach your children and grandchildren the value of hard work and character. If they grow up seeing only flashy cars and luxury labels, they may develop a sense of entitlement that destroys their own financial future. But if they see you living a modest, meaningful life, focused on experiences and relationships, they learn what truly matters. You can be generous behind the scenes. You can set up scholarships, support your local church, or help a friend in need anonymously. This kind of giving is the purest form of generosity because it is not about your ego. It is about the impact. So as you continue on your journey toward financial independence, embrace the silence. Enjoy the fact that you have escaped the matrix of social competition. Drive the old car. Wear the comfortable clothes. Keep your bank balance to yourself. Because the best kind of rich is the kind that no one sees coming. True prosperity is not about what you own. It is about who owns your time. When you tell no one, you keep your time for yourself. And that is the greatest wealth of all. Thank you for listening. If this perspective changed the way you think about your financial goals, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are dedicated to exploring the truths about money that are rarely discussed in the mainstream. Until next time, stay quiet, stay wealthy, and stay free.